UFOs fascinate pretty much all of us, mainly because just the thought of an unidentified mysterious object flying around in the sky is a scary yet incredibly intriguing thought. Now, most people will never witness a UFO firsthand in their life and can only rely on other people's videos. But with the amount of UFO videos flying around on the internet, it's hard to tell which ones are fake and which ones are genuine. Well, here are 5 of probably the best pieces of UFO footage out there that still have no real explanation as to what they were. Before I get started, just know that although UFOs are heavily associated with alien life, a UFO is not necessarily alien and could be a secret military project or such that is accidentally seen by the public. The 1994 Nellis UFO. This video was taken in 1994 at the Nellis Air Force Base located in southern Nevada. Now, this base has long been known to be home of some of the US's most classified top secret projects. Well, the strange video was caught in the restricted airspace close to the base and was filmed by a state-of-the-art radar tracking system at a remote location on the Nellis test range known as Area S30. The object in the sky appears to be travelling away from the camera at a distance of around 6 miles. Then, all of a sudden, it appears to come towards the camera, accelerating rapidly, then decelerating almost immediately. Investigators who examined the footage have said that it's thought that in just under 7 seconds, this object went from 50 miles per hour up to 700 miles per hour, before dropping back to 300 miles per hour in under 6 seconds. Now, the video quality is not the best since it was filmed in 1994, but knowing it came from the airbase makes it all the more surreal. The transcript over the top of the video is the conversation between the radio transmission on the site. Take a look. Pretty strange, and experts have studied the video and are convinced the location is genuine and that it was filmed at the Nellis Air Force Base, which adds to its credibility. Although experts cannot confirm it's genuine, and explanations range from a helicopter to wind-blown trash to a hoax or some kind of secret weapon or craft being tested at the site. Although since the tracking systems would have been turned off on the site if they were doing a test run, this theory is unlikely. So what did you think of the footage? Do you think it was a hoax, a super secret military test that even the radio crew on the site didn't know about? Or was it some kind of alien craft? The California UFO. In November 2015, reports, photographs and videos appeared of a large, bright comet-shaped object with a blue-greeny tail that was spotted in the sky over Los Angeles and San Diego. When the video clips were released, they went viral and were one of the most talked about UFO cases in a while. Most who witnessed it were confident it was some kind of alien craft, others were in awe of this spectacular object illuminating the sky, and some were terrified that it was some sort of bomb. Despite the public's concerns all over the internet, the US Navy, who are thought to have been behind it, did not confirm until sometime later that the object was in fact a Trident II unarmed missile launch conducted from a submarine out in the ocean. End of story. Well, due to the long delay in releasing this information, many think that there is some sort of cover-up and question why there was no advanced warning of such testing, as it was bound to alarm the public. To add a bit more extra to this story, the night after the object was spotted, a woman who lives near the sighting heard a scream in her back garden at 11:30 at night. When she went to investigate, she apparently found this odd-looking creature in her garden. Now, although it's thought to just be a deformed calf or deer fetus, of course, some believe that it's alien and has some link to the light seen in the sky. So, do you think the sighting was just a US Navy missile, or was that just a cover-up to stop the public asking too many questions? UFO crashes into desert. Now, this next video is perhaps the most mysterious of all, but there really is a lack of information on it. What we know is that it was filmed in a desert-like environment, many suggesting that it's in White Sands Desert in New Mexico. The footage seems to have been filmed from a moving vehicle and is very old, but by the way the object moves, it really does not look like a hoax. That's not to say it's an alien craft, but it's definitely not CGI. Take a look. You can see the glowing oval-looking object appears to bounce off the ground and soar through the air, before breaking up into many glowing pieces with no apparent explosion. It really is strange, but unfortunately there is so little information on this video that I don't know what to make of it, but it sure does leave you with many questions that seems will never be answered. Mothership footage over Mexico City. This piece of footage is truly fascinating and was caught by two men, Pedro Hernandez and Alfredo Carrillo, over Mexico City on May the 22nd, 2009. Now, both men witnessed and recorded the UFO from different angles, and both have no explanation for it. In the video, you will see something unidentified releasing smaller unidentified pieces or crafts into the sky. They all seem to be released in bursts, leading experts to suggest whether they are military or alien, they could be unmanned probes sent out to survey the area. What I find strange is how they seem to look controlled, as they are not just falling out of the sky or flying away. Although there isn't a lot of information on this, I think the footage speaks for itself. Take a look. Pretty crazy, and it makes you wonder how the larger craft has the capacity to hold and release so many of those things. I have no idea what it could be, and apart from a few theories about this, there has never been any explanation given for the strange UFO that was caught over Mexico City. So, what are your theories? The Phoenix Lights mass sighting. Now, someone asked me a while back, have I talked about the Phoenix Lights, and I couldn't believe I hadn't talked about them before, as they are one of the most compelling mass UFO sightings ever, and there is still a lot of mystery surrounding the lights that were spotted in the sky in Phoenix, Arizona on March the 13th, 1997. Witnesses described several different sightings that night, but all involved an unexplained formation of lights. The US military have always maintained that the lights were flares dropped from their aircraft during a training exercise, but even the then state governor of Arizona, a pilot himself, admitted that he didn't think the flares would fly in formation, and that to him it didn't resemble any man-made object. There is a lot of footage out there of this incident because so many people witnessed it, but this is one of the clearest. The sightings have and continue to be the subject of a ton of debate, and no real explanation has ever been released. Now, we can take the US military's word for it that it was flares, but footage that emerged in 2014 puts doubt on the explanation. It apparently shows an American military aircraft engaging an unknown aircraft during the Phoenix Lights sighting. Take a look. The footage was obtained by US investigative journalist David Collins, and maybe it proves that there's far more to the Phoenix Lights than the US military wants to admit. What do you think?